ever do that in front of a client. Because you can do it once, you can do it 100 times, it will come back about you. Don't ever get back. Phone somebody. Get the information if you need it, but don't make anything up. Salespeople have a hard time with that sometimes. Rule number 7, assessment. Now read this one. Only after you've completely assessed the needs of the soon-to-be client do you speak of your company, product, or service. Be brief and pay close attention to the reaction. If they appear to lose focus, be ready with some more questions to draw their attention back to the task at hand. Okay? Good ways to regain their attention: say their name in full. Immediately, whatever they were thinking about, they stop and they pay attention. Especially business owners, but homeowners will do as well. If you seem to lose them, rephrase again the things they were telling you. Ask them the question. You are interested in getting better insulation value on your windows, is that correct? You want a larger concrete style home. Am I hearing you correctly? Just rephrase the question back to the people and keep asking questions. Rule number 8, limit the pitch. A long-winded sales pitch is rarely a good idea. If you can't reflect back in their own language what they're sort of looking for and find them a solution, don't try and convince yourself that you have a solution by telling them you do. You want to make sure you got what they're looking for, and just give them very short, concise pitch. Now you can have a sort of an elevator speech or a canned pitch that's a few lines long, but you're always better to use their language. And this can be difficult, but it is a skill that can be learned, and it's once you're good at it, it's golden. I'm not quite as good at it as I hope to be. It's the kind of thing you always. Yes, Lester.
Just a question on the elevator pitch.
Yes.
Something that I think we haven't really refined one for our company yet, and I think it could be something that is invaluable. Is there a suggested way to approach that, or
the suggested way to approach that is like you would a marketing plan. The partners in place, remove all distraction, and just brainstorm. Make sure you've got some food. Make sure somebody else is answering your phone calls. You're not going to get distracted. And brainstorm about every marketing idea. And then you should find language that you like that expresses the idea. From that language, you should be able to build something that sounds normal. Right? Out of 10 business resources, we use analysis, training, and products to help businesses do better and be better.
So it should be 1 or 2 sentences.
Yeah, you gotta capture their attention immediately, otherwise they get bored. So like I said before, the first paragraph has got to be short and to the point. You gotta catch their attention. If you're not, it's like reading the book, the back of the book. I will read the back of the book, and if it's vague, I'll open the book and I'll read a paragraph, 1 paragraph. If that paragraph didn't catch my attention, I'm done.
And your marketing letters and materials everything should reflect everything else. And there's ways to do it. You can buy books to do it. You've already got us on retainer. Talk to us about your marketing. We can really help with that. If we've already started with you, keep analyzing, keep working on it. And change little things, always little changes.
You know, you're not using enough of us that you could. You're paying for it, for the service, but you don't use enough support from us. You don't. No. You don't use as much as you could.
I think I just figured out why. Is because, like what you said earlier, is the marketing plan is not in place first.
There has to be in
And if
place.
the plan is in place first, and Navican is part of that plan, then we tap that resource a lot more than we do. You know, but in a good way. This is why you're there. You're part of Alartco because you're here to help us be successful.
We're here to help you, but you need to use that tool that's available to you. You need to use it way more than you're using it.
But our marketing plan is probably, I think, in year 3, and I want to come up with an elevator pitch. Like it's.
Then talk to Ron and see how we can push it forward, and we might be able to shuffle some things around.
It's stuff you can do in process, sort of through the whole process. And like Aidan says, talk to Ron about utilizing the resources and use this as resources. Bounce ideas off. Come up with something and tell me, and you're like, is this any good? Would I react to that? Would I put my venture capital money in your pocket for 15 seconds in an elevator? That's where that phrase comes from. You know, and there were people riding elevators in big cities in the U.S. looking for money, and that's how they developed. I mean, it's real. The other thing about limit to pitch is lowering your voice will help change the ceiling and you remove yourself. So when you shift gears into now it's time to close up, you lower your voice a little bit, you'll draw in their feel it. You draw in their attention.
Where are you?
Number 8. See it?
Number 8, no, it is. I don't want to confirm you, but number 8, it says if you cannot make the step within the hour, you're likely wasting your time. So it doesn't mean that if within an hour you didn't get a signature, you walk out. Within an hour, you should be able to get a sense if that person is movable. So I would say invest more time. I've sat, like I said before, I've sat in meetings for 4 hours.